Renminbi is the official name of Chinese currency, and China has two variants of it. One that is used inside mainland China, it is represented by CNY, and the other one is used outside China, outside mainland China, and it is represented by CNH. Yuan used for international trade is used by CNH, and one which is used in mainland China is CNY. And CNY, that is currency which is used inside mainland China, is regulated by People's Bank of China, and it doesn't let its value fluctuate too much on a daily basis. It sets a limit of 2%, plus minus 2% on daily basis. On the other hand, CNH, its value is determined by international organizations, and it is free floated, and its value is slightly weaker as compared to CNY. Actually, one CNH is equal to one CNY, but when converted to other currencies like US dollar, CNH is little bit weaker. And when you use some order inside mainland China, what you will use? You will use CNY. When you use Chinese yuan for some purchasing some goods and services outside mainland China, for example in Hong Kong, in Singapore, you will use CNH. After financial crisis of 2008, China started promoting its currency in international reserves and in international trade. So it established a currency CNH for international trade. CNH is not any official name, and it is market driven. CNY is official name, and its name is taken from ISO 4217. CNH is maintained by Hong Kong State Authority. Hong Kong State Authority, which is Hong Kong Monetary Authority. Why China has two currencies? After 2008 financial crisis, China started promoting its currency for international trade, but at the same time it wanted to prevent its economy from any destabilization. So in order to protect its economy, it launched a new currency CNH, which is monitored by Hong Kong Monetary Authority. In international trade, after US sanctions on Iran and Russia, the share of yuan in international trade has increased. It was around 2% in 2022, and this has increased threefold. I think currently it is at around 6%. And there are huge chances of increase of Chinese yuan in international trade, as its share is very low as compared to its GDP in international order. Now the question is, how Chinese authorities are supporting internationalization of Chinese renminbi. It is done by a number of ways. It is done by introduction of swap lines or by bilateral trade agreements with different countries, or formation of some global institute like MBridge or CIPS, or banks which are renminbi clearing banks. So in this way China is internationalizing its currency. China has established a network of renminbi clearing banks in more than 27 countries. Many of them are in advanced as well as in developing economies. So this is posing a challenge to SWIFT system, which is Belgium based and which is promoted by Western nations. So China has initiated this, and even some US banks are also involved. For example, JP Morgan is involved in renminbi clearing, and China has formed swap lines. These swap lines allow the countries to borrow in renminbi and use their own currency as collateral. This is also expanding the role of yuan in international trade. Similarly, bilateral trade agreements with countries like Brazil, Argentina, they are also increasing the usage of yuan in international trade. All these points that yuan will emerge as a stronger currency in future, in next 1 or 2 decades. Now coming to Iran war, White House has initiated peace talks with Iran, and it has promised that it will unfreeze its asset about $100 billion. $100 billion, I think. It's $100 billion, and it will unfreeze those assets and also remove sanctions imposed on sale of Iranian oil. But the question is, US sanctions were already not working. Tehran was already bypassing these sanctions by the use of yuan. In 2021, Tehran and Beijing signed a 25-year agreement which said that Beijing will buy Tehranian oil and invest that sum of money in developing infrastructure assets like ports or roads, railways in Tehran, in Iran. Recently, there was an interesting case of Hengli Petrochemicals. US imposed sanctions on Hengli Petrochemicals in April, around April, I think. It was last April 2026. And in this, US imposed sanctions and said that Hengli is using Iranian oil. To which Hengli Petrochemicals replied that it is not using Iranian oil, as its supplier has assured that the oil is not Iranian. But an interesting thing is that after this, Hengli Petrochemicals also issued a statement that all its future trade for purchasing oil will be in yuan instead of US dollars. So it increased the role of yuan in purchase of oil, and also help in evading sanctions, as when dollar is used, the US banks can easily monitor the origin or who are using this. But when yuan is used, it gets bypassed as US banks are not in capacity to monitor its origin or who is. China formed CIPS, that is Cross Border Inter Payment System, in 2015 to internationalize the use of yuan in international trade and increase the share of yuan as a trading currency. And on this, volumes have jumped from around 100 billion dollars last year per day to 115 billion dollars per day this year after February. So it also shows that promotion of yuan is going in a right way, and it is still very small as compared to SWIFT system, which I think it is around $5 trillion per day. As I remember, it's $5 trillion per day of international trade. It's around only 2%, but its share is increasing at a very fast rate, you may see. So it's posing a challenge to dollar led system. After Bretton Woods agreement or after Bretton Woods system, dollar has been the dominant currency in international trade, and no currency has been able to challenge dollars, but it needs to be seen what yuan will do. Only time will tell, but in nutshell it may be said that the percentage of yuan in international trade is low as compared to share of Chinese GDP in international GDP. So there are huge chances of increase of yuan in international trade order, and let's see what happens to de-dollarization.